Continuing on with the Mass Effect Legendary Edition, Mass Effect 2 was next on the list. Mass Effect 2 is my favorite game in the series, and it was actually the first Mass Effect game that I played back in 2011. I was in high school at the time, and I remember having the urge to play an RPG with character customization. So I sat in my bedroom, and I'm pretty sure that I googled something along the lines of Custom Space Potatoes PS3, and the rest was history. First off, with the Legendary Edition, after the iconic opening sequence of the game, players are given the option to watch an interactive comic of Mass Effect Genesis, which summarizes the events of the first game. I found this interesting because I haven't actually read the comics in a while, and it was complete with voice acting. As with my latest Mass Effect 1 playthrough, I continued on as a Paragon. I recruited all the possible teammates and completed their loyalty missions. I spoke to all my teammates constantly in order to hear as much of their dialogue, or songs, as possible. One of the mistakes I made during this playthrough was not starting Legion's loyalty mission right away, and this caused the Normandy crew, with the exception of Dr. Chakwas, to be killed off by the Collectors. The gameplay in Mass Effect 2 is a nice upgrade from the first game. Along with my biotic attacks, the Carnifex hand cannon was my go-to. I felt confident with my loadout for long and short-range combat, and had a blast just playing through all the combat levels. In the first game, we were blessed with the Mako. In this game, we are granted the M44 Hammerhead. Piloting the Hammerhead took a little bit of getting used to, but the missions weren't too bad. If anything, I got to observe the beautiful landscapes and level design from various vantage points thanks to this hovering apparatus. There are so many memorable missions in Mass Effect 2. I was always excited starting certain missions despite having played through them multiple times before. My favorite missions included Overlord, Atlas Station, Lair of the Shadow Broker, and honestly, just most of the crew loyalty missions. I also had a lot of fun probing planets and tediously mining them for resources to depletion. I found this to be quite therapeutic, and special thanks to everyone around me who just heard this for hours on end.
Probe away.
Once again, I didn't romance anyone during this playthrough. I just didn't feel the need to. Out of all the teammates in this game, my favorites were Tali and Grunt, aka Tequila Salai and Tank Baby. I kind of wish Captain Bailey could have been a teammate too. My favorite track in the game is the battle theme that plays during the Lair of the Shadow Broker level. It's pretty epic sounding, which is perfect for the sequence that it played through, and the track really stood out in the game. I've heard it play during other levels in the game, but I find it most memorable in the Shadow Broker level. The Suicide Mission and Reaper Baby boss battle is always fun for me to play through, more so for watching the interactions between Shep and her space bros. There's a lot that can be said about this game, and strangely enough, I feel very at home while playing it. There's just something so great about running around everywhere in full space armor. The armor was a bit more customizable this time around, and seeing Shepard during cutscenes never got old for me. From the beginning to the end, the game's visuals, whether in-game or in cutscenes, blew me away. Taking place in the year 2185, a lot of the game's environments were embossed in darkness and grit. And I enjoyed taking the time while clearing a facility or exploring buildings to admire the aesthetics of the architecture and decor of the levels. In the end, I can spend hours immersing myself into this game, and I'm thankful for Mass Effect 2 and to everyone that had a part in its creation. It's a game that means a lot to me personally, and is an experience that I never want to forget.